All right, this is my daily update for my build and public log. It's February 2nd, 2025. Y'all, I'm feeling just so burnt out and frustrated today. Uh, I have spent quite a bit of time trying to get this trigger.dev working, self-hosted, on my own server. So I'm trying to get this working on my terms, on my server, where I could tweak anything I want. And, I've reached the point where it's like, it doesn't make sense to keep chugging along and spinning my wheels and burning time, valuable time. I need to get moving, and I need to get moving much faster. So I kind of time boxed getting this set up, and I've like blown way past that time that I put. So why am I trying to self-host? Let's just look at it really quick, really quick. So they have a $10 a month hobby plan. I tested this already. That's not going to fly. 25 concurrent runs is not going to do it. My use case is way heavy, and I would need right out of the gate, right off the bat, I would need the $50 plan. This is not going to cut it. I got it up and running on my server well enough to know that's the case. It looks very promising, this service. I so wanted to use it. I got really far. But here's what I didn't like, and this is why I wanted to self-host, and this is what I wanted to briefly talk about. Look at the compute. My box that I'm running on would be this one. Probably close to this box. I have 16 gigabytes of RAM. It's a fairly beefy VPS server that I'm running on. It's not super cheap. I think I'm paying like $35 a month. It's pretty legit box that can handle a lot. Let's just analyze this quickly. I have, $50 a month, but I wouldn't be running on anything under this box. And look. Okay, so I'm trying to build an API service. Think about how much this thing could run. It could be running 24/7 with people hitting this thing all day. If I was even remotely successful, even I'm going to be using it. So, you're looking at quite an expensive, it probably wouldn't be utilized that much. But my point is, this would get very pricey. Very, very pricey for my use case. It looks great. I want to use this for something else, but for my use case, I just if I can't self-host, it's not going to be an option. So what did I do? What have I been working on? I went back to what I started with. Actually, I started using BullJS, and this is like version 2, major rewrite. It's called BullMQ. What is BullMQ? It's very similar. Well, kind of similar. It is a queuing system. In Node, it's like pretty fast, very robust, easy to scale is a huge one. Now, I talked about this in another video. You don't want to go crazy with premature optimization. Everyone builds something with 0 users thinking, well, people like me, like software engineers, are really bad at this. You're like, I want this thing built so it will scale up to 1 million users. Now, that's a mistake. Just get the thing launched, get a basic simple version, but you also like want to build it in a way that you don't want to be completely dumb about it. Like, you want to at least have some kind of trade-off where this thing can scale if you really need it to. So I think this is a good middle ground using this can scale. It's pretty battle tested. So I started implementing this instead because I cannot afford $50+ a month for something that doesn't make money. I had to keep expenses really low. I had to be scrappy. Yeah, it's just, you got to do it all yourself. So the thing with services like Trigger.dev, This abstracts away all this stuff. They are doing all this stuff. They'll scale if you're using their cloud version. They'll scale for you. They just abstract all these things. Retrying. I mean, that's what you're paying for. So I have a basic version of this working locally. I've already refactored. So I was looking at this library you kind of bolt and slap on top of BullMQ to try to manage and visually see all the things here. So I started playing around with this, and I'm working towards getting BullMQ stood up, fully working, and using that instead. I didn't quite make it to my goal. My goal was to have everything on the server running and me actually calling the API endpoint from my product that I'm building, AI chat email, but I didn't get there. I got really stuck on self-hosting DevOps stuff, and I just need to keep moving. So this is working. This is free. I know this will work really well on the server. I already have this working I have Bull.js working in AI chat email already, so I know I'm familiar with it. I need to keep flying ahead, so I'm going to go do that tomorrow. I'm burnt out. My brain is frazzled. I didn't sleep well the last few days. I worked on this quite a bit already. I'm just going to call it quits until tomorrow. Pick it back up and start fresh. And that's my update for today. And on to my random story for the day. I have a pretty funny story. The other day I got a really bad haircut. That's why I keep fiddling with my hair. I got a bad haircut, and I hate when you get a bad haircut. You're like, fuck, I'm stuck looking like this with this bad haircut for at least several weeks to a month. Not the worst haircut I've gotten. I remember one time when I was in Ethiopia. Yeah, Ethiopia. That was quite. I have a lot of stories from those days, but I'm sticking to the story today. I had a mop on my head. I needed a haircut so fucking bad. I look like a walking mop. And my friend I was with, we were roaming around the country for over a month. My friend told me, "You look like a used car salesman from the late 70s." And I was like, okay. Yeah, trust me, I hate it too. I need a haircut. So I had to find a haircut in Addis Ababa, the capital city. And I was like, shit, where am I going to go? So I found a place close to where I was staying, as nice as I could find in that area. Kind of a weird mall thing place. It's very strange, hard to describe. It's kind of a mall, picture a African mall kind of place. And I go in there, and they look at me, oh shit. Look at this guy walking in here. And he's like, "Hey, can I get someone to cut my hair?" And they looked at me, deer in the headlight kind of look, and they said, "Oh, hold on." And the guy walks away, and he goes and talks to somebody else. And I look over, and I see him having a powwow with someone, and they're both looking over at me, talking. Another guy comes, and I talk to him. "Hey, look, I need a haircut, just something simple." And he goes, "Hold on," and he goes and joins the group. Now there's three of them in the corner looking at me, talking, trying to just figure out what the hell to do with me, the white guy wanting his haircut. And then finally a guy comes, and he goes, "Oh, okay, come with me." And I'm walking through this. Yeah, for Addis, this is it's obviously an upscale place. You know what I mean for there. And I'm walking through, and it's a pretty big place. There's a bunch of people getting their haircuts, and all the eyes, are turned to me in the mirror, and everyone's looking at me. I am the only white person in this place, of course. Obviously, I'm in the middle of, Addis Ababa, and everyone is looking, and I sit down, and the guy, he runs to somebody else, and he has another little powwow. Then another guy comes by, and people are kind of like trying not to laugh at me, and I'm just sitting there like, oh my god, this is gonna be a really rough haircut. And the guy, he's like looking, oh my god, trying to figure out how the hell to cut my hair. They're not used to cutting non-black African people's hair. They're just not. And so the guy was like so lost. And props to this guy. He went for it. He tried. Props to him. He was the brave one. No one else wanted to do it, but this guy was brave. And so he just starts, no scissors, just straight up. If you're a guy and you have short hair, you obviously get your hair cut with scissors. No scissors. He just, hacked it to death with the shaver, the electric shaver. He hacked this thing to death, and I was trying so hard not to laugh at one point, and other people kept walking by saying stuff to him, and laughing and giggling, and everyone was looking at me, and it was horrible. It was fucking horrible, horrible, this haircut. But the guy, he did his best, and at least I didn't look like a mop anymore. But it was so goddamn bad. Probably the worst haircut I've ever had in my life. It was so bad, y'all. Pretty not This haircut's not too far off. I mean, I don't have it done, but this haircut's pretty bad too. But yeah, it was rough. And my friend just when I met back up with my friend, he just started laughing. He's like, "Where did you get that haircut at?" And I told him the story, and he's like, "Yeah, that makes sense." He's like, "Thank God I'm going bald, and I just shave it all off." He's like, "Mine's much easier to look okay." Yeah, yeah, off. They like robbed me basically because it was, I don't know, it was like $5 or something, and they probably pay like $1. I paid through the roof and much more than the locals do, but that's okay. I was happy I got my haircut. It looked like shit, but uh, you got to do what you got to do. So, anyways, that's all I got for today. I'm gonna go rest, get the hell away from the screen. I need to take a serious break from the computer screen today. Actually, I don't want to look at any screen for the rest of the day. So, see you all tomorrow.